Good morning, everyone. Today, I got the keys to this 2023 Jeep Wagoneer. This is the Series 2 Carbide trim level. And man, am I excited to take this thing for a ride today. I'm going to show you all about it. So there are a few packages that do make this go up in price a little bit. This thing starts at $69 and some change. If I take a look here, actually, it'll tell me. $69,695, but with some extra packaging, this is at $76,585. And some of those things include 20-inch black wheels that you can see right there. Looks like there's a so the Carbide appearance package has all the black emblems and everything, all the trim, badging, that's all black. There's a 3-panel sunroof, and I'll show you what that looks like. There's actually 3 panes of glass in there. That's the first time I've ever seen that. And then there's a second row group that has second row captain's chairs, and then the third row power folds, and then there's a floor console to go along with that. So pretty cool. Let's pop the trunk here. I love how this key looks. It makes it look so fancy. So a little bit of room in the back here. I'm actually going to shut this off. There we go. So a little bit of room in here. Your jack's underneath this if you pull up on it. You could press this button to close the trunk, and then you do have your power third row right here. And they're one-touch buttons. You don't have to hold it in. Pretty cool. And then the second row power folds down, but not the whole, well, it doesn't go up on its own. It'll go down, but not up. So let's close that. Got a hitch down there. Got all your park sensors, of course. Very nice. I love the black badging. This thing looks sick. There, let's hop in. Well, let's hop in the back here. Put the seats back up. So there is a button up here you could press. That makes it easy to get into the third row. And then also, right here is actually, you could fold the third row from here if you'd like. So if you press it once, it goes one way. If you press it again, it goes the other way. That's pretty cool. These are manual. You could flip this down if you want so it folds flat. Have a seat in here. Got a ton of room. Yeah, you got heated seats for these 2 chairs here, as well as a climate control setting for it if you want. Plenty of plugs to charge your phone, a full-size outlet here. You got your floor console right here. Awesome. All right, let's take a look back in the third row. And as you can see, this is all the way back. And I have so much legroom. That's nuts. And this is the third sunroof pane. So you actually have a third piece of glass. The cover's covering the second pane, but there's 2 up there and 1 back here. That's the first time I've ever seen a triple sunroof. And then you can see it's on both sides, and you have charge ports for this seating. Like, you could fold this down from here too. Like, you could adjust the recline right here with these buttons. That's nice. Wow. All right, let's pop the hood. Show you guys the new power plant that they have under this thing. Of course, you got your blind spot monitor in the mirrors, all your lane keeping systems, Alpine stereo system. All right, so this thing's pretty exciting, guys. So this is a brand new power plant. So this is called the Hurricane. It's a 3-liter twin-turbo straight 6. It makes 420 horsepower and 468 pound-feet of torque. There is an 8-speed automatic, and this gets 16 miles per gallon in the city and about 23 on the highway. And I want to test that out. I'm actually curious to see what kind of fuel economy this thing gets. Pretty cool. That's a mean-looking vehicle. I love the accenting. All right, let's start this thing up. Everything's very soft close and soft open. The handles are very nice. All right. Put my belt on. And it goes back to the setting that I had for it. So now I'm where I want to be. Oh, here. So my wire's not in the way. Fold up that storage spot here so I can put that there. There we are. Cool. I'll put my belt back on. Turn the fan down a little bit. Okay. All right. This is a cool looking steering wheel. You'll notice there's no third spoke. It's just the two. Feels really nice. I love the flat bottom with the little brushed piece on there. You got memory seat settings. I already had that set. The menu is really cool because the navigation is right there up on the screen. You can switch between different menus. Like you could see like your four-wheel drive, pitch and roll, stuff like that. Your radio. You could do your speedometer and driving assists, like your following distance indicator. Shows you your fuel economy, and I actually want to reset that because I'm curious to see what it gets on the trip. It shows you all your gauges and then your trips. I like leaving it on the navigation. That's nice because your speedo's still up at the top. It's got regular cruise and adaptive cruise, and you could set the distance. And then there's also a manual mode. You can shift gears with either end of this button here. On the screen, you got home here. You can see a couple different things up here. You got your radio, which would be in with media. And then you also have your nav on this screen as well. And then you also have comfort, which shows you all your heated seats and everything, but there are shortcuts. There's 3 different settings for your heated and cooled seats, and there's 2 different zones. You could have it both or one or the other on the chair, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, there's 3 settings for your heated steering wheel. Then you can pair your phone right here. This shows you all your vehicle information. There's an off-road page. It shows you like steering angle, all your temperature gauges, pitch and roll. And then controls, you could do third row headrest folding. You can go to the backup camera at any time, and you can zoom into the hitch view. And the mirror is automatically dimming. And then you can choose, light and dark theme. I like dark theme, actually. That's nice. Cool. And then you got a few buttons down here for the climate, and then a few things to turn off. There's tow haul mode right there. You can turn that on or off. There's a lot of vibration feedback when you touch it, so it lets you know that it's definitely on besides the red light coming on behind it. You can turn off all your park sensors and lane keeping, and this is your different terrain select mode. You can do auto, sport, sand and mud, or snow, depending on what you're going into. And you got some storage in here. A place to put your phone with some USBs. And this flips up for some extra storage down in there. And then this also pops up to reveal your wireless phone charger and a couple other USBs and outlets. And then your glove box is, it's kind of small. It seems like it just about fits the manuals, and that's it. And then you have your sunroof up here, so you can make that screen go all the way back so you can see the 2 panes. And you can have this open up. Your bug net comes up. Pretty nice. All right. Well, I think we're ready to take this thing for a ride, guys. I can definitely tell a lot of the feeling of the buttons in this are very higher. It feels very high class and upscale. They really did a good job with that. Just in a parking lot, I can tell, man, this thing is going to drive nice. I love seeing the navigation in the middle there. That's so cool. I drove a Volkswagen Atlas that had that before, and I thought that was pretty neat. There's a very satisfying clunk to the turn signal when you put it on. The button has a very satisfying click to it. I'm curious to see how this handles on back roads. I want to see how it handles for as big as it is. Plenty of low-end torque from this twin-turbo 6-cylinder. Tell you what, this road is not easy on the back. It really isn't. So, I mean, this is doing such an incredible job of absorbing all these bumps. You definitely still feel them, but they're not harsh. It very softly bounces over them. Like, they're definitely still there, but man, this suspension does a phenomenal job. Mustang sounded pretty good. Wow, that's really effortless. Like, even with how heavy this vehicle is, I'm barely even pressing on the pedal, and I'm not really losing any speed. That's crazy. What I would like to do is get my hands on a Grand Wagoneer, because it has this same engine, but instead of 420 horsepower, it has 510. And instead of 468 pound-feet of torque, it has 500. So that would be really interesting to get my hands on. I'm going to put it in sport and see how it behaves going around these turns up here. Wow. This thing feels pretty planted. Jeez, I barely even got on it. This thing's torquey. Wow. This thing is really torquey. I'm not even joking. I barely had my foot on the gas. Wow. Handles great too for the size of it. This thing handles fantastic. That 6-cylinder's got a nice little growl to it. This thing is so torquey. Barely even pressed it. Like I said, I can only imagine the Grand Wagoneer. The feel of the steering wheel is so comfortable. Like it's like really meaty, but like it's not too much. It's not like it's not like an F-150 steering wheel. I still have it in sport. There we go. Put it back in auto. Wonder why it was seeming like it was shifting later. I'll tell you what, you definitely feel higher off the ground, but you do not feel like you're driving something as big as this. Like, it feels great. Like, if you're used to smaller SUVs, I really don't think it would be that big of an adjustment. In terms of, like, just driving it. Now, you know, backing into a parking spot or putting it in a garage, that's a whole different ballgame, but in terms of driving it, it drives like something smaller. Like I said, it feels great. Seats are super comfortable for leather. This has always been a really popular color combination, especially for me. I love the bright white with the black accents. It looks really, really good. Black emblems is one of my favorite things. I'm not as big of a fan as the chrome. I definitely would rather have black everything than chrome. Another thing I like are these visors are huge. They're massive. So if you need protection from the sunlight and you're a little on the shorter side, you can lower the seat down and still have plenty of visor. That's something that's, I know it's small, but that's definitely something that a lot of people appreciate. All right, on-ramp test. Yep, that'll work. Wow. Jeez. That's quick for as big as this is. That's impressive. This Hurricane engine definitely impresses me. Put the adaptive cruise on. Yeah, this thing is really, really impressing me. I know some people are probably thinking, you know, it should for $75,000, but there's cars for $75,000 I've driven that are not as impressive. So comfortable on the highway. There we go. And it goes back to your exit setting. All right. Well, I was really blown away by this thing. If you guys are looking to get into the luxury SUV market, like stuff that's, you know, 60, 70 grand or higher, you know, like your Chevy Tahoes and Suburbans, Ford Expeditions, Jeep Wagoneers, and Grand Wagoneers, this is really a competitive choice, guys. It's just something new and fresh from the brand that I haven't seen yet. I know it's been around for a couple years, but this is really one of the first times I've gotten to see one up close and actually delve into the vehicle itself in person. So really want to thank Blaise Alexander Chevy for allowing me to do that as usual. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.